Okay, let's start with our first one. So we had a Klinefelter's individual. So that means that they have two X's and a Y. And this person is colorblind. So because they have two X's, that means that they must be homozygous recessive, because if they have any dominant allele at all, they won't be colorblind. And then we also knew that the parents, neither parent is colorblind. So for the boy parent, he's XY, right? And the girl parent is XX. For the boy to not be colorblind, he must have a big A on that chromosome. And for the girl to not be colorblind, she also has to have a big A. But baby got a little A, so it had to have come from somewhere, right? So these two X's must have come from mom, because the Y came from dad. So how do we get from mom's that has big A, little a, to a baby that's got two little a's, or to an egg that's got two little a's? So when these duplicate in preparation for meiosis, and then we're going to just line them up in metaphase, right? And we're going to pull them apart. They didn't pull apart, right? And so, or they did pull apart, excuse me. Here's the big A, here's the little a's. So the little a's went up, the big a's went down. Okay, so I'm just going to split this into two cells. And here we have our big A's and our little a's. So is there a way to get two copies of little a? Well, yeah. If here these fail to split so that both copies of that end up in the same egg, that's the way to get this big A, big A. So it happened in mom in meiosis 2. Okay, and then the other one was you have a Turner syndrome, so they just have one X, and they have hemophilia, which is a recessive, so they must have had that little recessive. And we know that dad also had hemophilia. Now, I probably should have specified that mom was normal. We're going to assume she is. We're going to assume she's big A, big A. Okay? On the test, I'll make sure you don't have to assume. All right? So that means that dad gave this chromosome to the baby, right? So that means that mom gave nothing. So how does mom give a blank? Well, we saw from the video before, if you watched it, that if it happened in nondisjunction 1, where both X's went to 1, you can get a blank. Or if it happened in meiosis 2, where these split normally, but then the sister chromatids failed to separate. So both copies of the sister chromatids end here in a blank, right? So you can get a blank in M1 or M2, and it was mom who threw the blank.